And well played this by the Swans. They look as though they've weathered the storm and done it with class. Bolton up towards half forward. Ball comes loose. Score will win it for Sydney, but they won't get it in this exchange. A ball up, almost 28 minutes gone. I think time will beat Carlton now. The Blues trail by a goal.
It's been a great comeback by the Blues. At half-time, they looked a beaten side. A lot of changes in that third quarter, and they've made this into a great contest.
Smith as well, a kick off the ground. Opportunity there for a hit out wide, picked up nicely by Carroll again. Carroll gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it down the Kappa direction, off the hands of the pack, and that sealed it.
Siren.
And there's the siren as well, so that's really sealed it, Kev. And the crowd go absolutely ecstatic. The Sydney Swans are well-deserved win. 13 goals, 16-94. Defeated Carlton 12-15, 87. The Blues came back wonderfully. There's Serge Silvani, maybe hasn't yet heard the sound.
Quite amazing. The crowd is just making so much noise at the Sydney Cricket Ground that Silvani was unaware the match was over and now has to swallow the disappointment of a 7-point defeat. But Carlton not losing too many friends in defeat. Certainly the Swans in front of 33,500, winning plenty at the SCG. They're the new leader on the VFL ladder, and despite what might happen over the next 2 days, they can't lose their leadership after 6 rounds of competition. Final score, the Swans 13-16-94, Carlton 12-15, 87.
Swans 21 points up.
Point lead to the Sydney Swans, who came right back in that third quarter, kicking 6 goals to 1. But still Footscray close enough if they're good enough. Aythorne fumbles that one, but it's picked up by McGuinness. Puts it out wide to the outer wing. Neagle leading the race, under no pressure. Up to half forward. Badly directed kick. And Foster again. Gee, marked everything that went in the air.
Foster kicks it quickly towards half forward. Big jump by Dennis Carroll. Couldn't mark. Perhaps be a little disappointed with the umpire because he had 2 grabs at it and even comes up with the football, but umpire Cameron decides on a bounce. The Swans a comfortable buffer, 21 points in front. Cronin can't break clear. Chance now for Williams. Free kick being picked out of it. Holding his head behind play. Hawkins with the football for Footscray will put his side into attack. Kicks it up looking for Beasley. Beasley in front, a big punch away. Petraglia lacking confidence. Kick off the ground by Williams into the centre. Now's a chance for Baxter. He hasn't had many touches. Royal pushed off the ball by Henwood. Hawke has Murphy in support. Murphy on centre wing. Runs up towards half forward. Kicks it high. Punched away by Foster from Bays over the boundary line, and will have a throw in between wing and half forward, slightly favouring the Swans. The Sydney Swans lead by 21 points, and we're 1.5 minutes into the last quarter.
Bayes perhaps got a hand to that one. Holden, and back out of bounds. Well, Tommy Hafey hasn't changed his team around too much. Mark Browning and Graham Cordy have been sitting on the bench for the entire game. And the bench here is a cold concrete dugout nearly below ground level. They'd be frozen solid, I reckon. McGuinness threads a good hand pass away. Aythorne up towards half forward, but Neil Cordy in front and takes a good mark.
Played well, Neil Cordy, against his old side. At half back, kicks it out towards the wing. Purser in front, a good flip away by Bays. The crumbs gathered by McGuinness. He looks a little fired up. He may have been given something by Mickey Malthouse. The ball at half forward, repelled by Coleman. Kicks it towards the centre of the ground. Purser up over the top. Chance for Baxter. Darren Baxter, free kick being picked out of it by umpire Carey, and it'll go to Purser for the Bulldogs.
I think the umps must have been having words about the advantage frees that are being paid this season. They've pulled those up a bit today. Bernard Toohey for the Swans towards the outer wing. Hawkins goes after it, but it beats him out of play. 81 playing 60. Swans in front. No addition to the score, and there are the interchange players. Mark Browning, who played a couple in the reserves, and he's come back into the seniors, but he hasn't seen any of the action.
Purser and Bays. Here's a chance for the Swans. Healy, 7th kick, up towards half forward. Thumped away by Maloney. Eccleston takes it over and will have a boundary throw in. Some 70 metres around from the Footscray goal. The Bulldogs badly need one. We're nearly 3.5 minutes in. They still trail by 21 points. Purser gets the tap out. Foster Kicks it up towards the wing, but the mark's been taken by Carroll. He plays on, gives himself a little bit of space and thumps a long one up towards full forward. High flyers wanted. The ball's at the back. Chance for Moore to kick his 5th. He goes straight into an open goal. No mistake. Put down your glasses. The Swans for my money.
Yes, it doesn't look good for Footscray now. They needed to get that first goal in the start of the last quarter, and it's gone to the Sydney Swans through Tony Moore, who's kicked his 5th. But look at that, 3 Footscray players flying. No one stayed down except Tony Moore, who waited out the back. And there's the result. He kicks his 5th goal, and the Swans go to a 27-point lead.
Well, Lesaputty is the one who went for the big fly, and the guys with the experience haven't been doing that this season, and I suppose that's where Footscray today are missing Rick Kennedy. Don't think the skipper would have done that. Don't think Malthouse would be too rapt, but he's just a first gamer. Now here's a free kick out of the middle to Hawke. Morwood again, but the man in front's got it, Foster. The mark not paid. Hawkins quickly gets it inboard, and away go Footscray. A kick by Baxter is marked at the other end by Carroll. Well, you'd have to think that the Swans are cruising towards victory now when you think that Footscray have kicked just 1 goal since the 13-minute mark of the second quarter, and we're at the 5-minute mark of the last quarter. Here's Cronin over the centre of the ground, thumped down to the front by Henwood. Good roving by Aythorne. Long, Beasley, not quite. Still the fight on. Ball up.
Gee, you nearly had that, Simon.
Well, he wants to do something, Robbo, because he's only had 2 kicks for the day. That's been 2 goals. But really, he's been pretty ineffective up there at full forward.
35 metres out from the Footscray goal. Toohey, tackled by Cullen. Umpire Carey decides that he should bounce the ball 35 metres out from the Footscray goal.
Share market's been pretty busy this week. Maybe Simon's a bit tired.
Cousins, Coleman there. No one can really do anything constructive with the football, and we'll have another bounce. Good crowd at VFL Park, 27,000, over 27,000, to watch this battle between the 3rd and 4th teams. Dennis Carroll again, left foot kick into the centre. Sure hands of Tony Moore, it's not paid. Eccleston gathers, can't break clear, and umpire Cameron will bounce.
Why wasn't that a mark?
Well, it should have been paid. If you compare it to Beasley's early in the game, that was he held that twice as long.
Big pack around this, and the Swans only need to bottle it up. Henwood gets a big thump away, and Hafey's boys would be happy just to have the umpire ball it up again and again. Hello, bit of a blue going on here behind the play. Purser in there, umpire speaking to Greg Williams, and now umpire Cameron going across to Henwood. Temper's just a little bit frayed at the moment. And while the umpire was speaking to Henwood, Purser and Coleman kept it going. About 20 metres away, the umpire's going to ball it up.
I think the 1986 joint Brownlow medalist was in that little
Sure he was.
discussion. Cameron bounces, Purser gets the tap out. McGuinness, free kick being picked out of it. It'll go to Williams as McGuinness was about to break away.
I don't think they're too happy with...
Kicks it into the centre, mark taken by Neagle. Plays on, handballs to Hawke. The Swans are running. Oh, shocking handball. Looking for Quirk. Kick off the ground by Petraglia. Up towards centre half forward. Crashing his way through was Wallace. Kick off the ground. Beasley has his 3rd kick, and it's smothered. Brilliantly smothered by Healy. Carroll there for the Swans. A great captain's game. Left foot kick. Nearly as good as the right foot. Tony Morwood can't mark. Paid the free kick by umpire Cameron. And maybe it's a square off for the mark that he nearly took a few seconds ago.
Morwood pops it up high. Kappa's there. Kappa's got it. Been a pretty quiet day for Warwick Kappa. Although he has taken 6 marks, most of them have been too far out for him to score, out near the 50-metre line, and he's kicked just 1 goal. Now Kappa right in front and about 35 metres from goal, or 30. They've hooked that a bit. No, just snuck it home for his 2nd. 68 for the season to Warwick Kappa, but he's starting to get a little bit behind the schedule he needs to kick a ton.
Yeah, well, on a day such as today, when the conditions are really ideal for full forwards, it's been surprising that Beasley and Kappa have only been able to manage 2 goals apiece. But I suppose if Warwick Kappa could have kicked better, he would have had another 4 or 5 chances from about the 50-metre mark. But Michael Ford, I suppose you have to give him credit too. He's done a fairly good job on him today at fullback.
Bounce in the centre, a free kick being paid to Tui. Doesn't mess about, kicks it out wide to Neil Cordy. Little bit of space, then creates the chance to handball at Coleman, and Coleman does it like the Harlem Globetrotter and keeps it there. Kicks it up to Kappa, nearly took a one-hander. Wallace under pressure. Here's Bays, dispossessed by his teammate Williams. Back to Kappa. Kappa back to David Murphy. Murphy zigzagging in and out. He breaks clear. Beautiful kick by Murphy up towards the goals, but it's marked by Rance for Footscray.
Rance goes out wide, looking for McGuinness. Hawkins backs through the pack and is caught holding the ball. The tackle came from behind. He didn't see it coming because he was travelling in a reverse motion.
Well, it's a good decision, that one, by the umpire, because Doug Hawkins quite often does try to pretend that he's been pushed in the back.
Morwood on 50. Kappa, not quite this time. Holden and the other number 22, Cullen. And a free kick. No, it's the free kick to Cullen. Holden holding the ball. Holding the ball if you don't use your G's.
Kick by Cullen out to half-back, out of side. Punched away by Bays over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in just outside the 50-metre line. The Swans leading comfortably by 33 points. We're 10.5 minutes into the last quarter, and Footscray have compounded. Chance for Bays. Quick kick towards centre-half forward. Williams showing courage. Handball over the top. Morwood taps on. Eccleston intercepts. Kicks out towards the wing. No one home on centre wing. AWOL, the wingers. Goes out there, and here's a chance for Thripp. Gathers the ball. Feeds it back to Neil Cordy, who has been one of the best on the ground. His kick is wide, close to the boundary line. Oh, down goes Williams from a crude Eccleston tackle. And Williams will take the free kick for the Swans.
Yes, I'm sure the Footscray boys aren't too happy with Greg Williams from that earlier incident.
And now the free kick's coming up the ground. It's another one to the Swans, this one to Cordy. As Greg Williams trots off. He does reckon he gets a lot of treatment. I suppose he does. Cordy up in the direction of Kappa. Ground level. Comes to Maloney. No distance with that kick. Oh, Royal up too early. The mark hadn't been taken. It would have been a free. Actually, it is the free to Greg Healy, which is a bit of a shame. It was a great mark by Cordy. And here's a bit of a go between Henwood and Cousins. Continuing on something that started a while ago. Healy's kick to the goal square. Kappa was decked before it got there. And the Footscray man, Rance, has the mark. It's all academic, really. A 33-point lead to the Swans.
Rance with the ball. Last line of defence for the Bulldogs. Kicks it out towards the members' side. High flyer, Lesser Putty, couldn't mark. Thripp goes after it. Bays intercepts. Thripp takes the hand pass. Backs back, tries to get away from Lesser Putty. And as he does so, he goes over the boundary line and we'll have a throw-in. Just slightly forward of the centre wing. Going towards the Swans' goal. Chance there for Cullen. Kick off the ground by Liberatore. Athorn it was. And it goes over the boundary line and we'll have a throw-in on centre wing right in the players' interchange area as Terry Thripp recovers. There's a chance now for Footscray. Athorn can't break clear. He's on the bottom of the pack struggling for possession. And umpire Cameron will bounce right on the VFL logo.
Generated a bit, hasn't it? 2 goals to nothing in this last quarter. And still Footscray have managed just one in a half of football after setting up a big lead. McGuinness up to Foster, who's been moved back to the forward line where he's been in the last month and a half or so. He's been a great defender. See if he can get some goals on the board. Well, he sets one up here. Good mark, Beasley. And Carter's not prepared to let him go. He'll give 15 away. Beasley will be kicking from the goal line here in a minute. It's a top mark under pressure.
Yes, great mark to Simon Beasley. Pretty fortunate because it was a wobbly old kick off the boot from Peter Foster. He tried to go for a long spiral torpedo.
Well, Footscray needs 6 goals to win. Can they get them from the 14-minute mark onwards? There's one. Beasley's third for the day.
Yes, I suppose it's good to see them kick a few goals here towards the end, but Footscray's performance has been completely disappointing here in the second half. A lot of their players have gone AWOL, and once the Swans started applying that pressure, the Footscray smaller players really have gone out of the game, and it's been one-way traffic right since half-time.
Well, there was a sign in the crowd that said puppy power, and the Bulldogs certainly have been bull pups since halfway through the second quarter. Wallace on the bottom of that pack has been awarded a free kick, probably for persistence. Wallace to put the Bulldogs into attack. He goes straight towards goal, looking for Beasley. Carter's there, can't quite gain it. Chance for Cullen. Coleman well tackled. Ball running free, half-back flank. Punched away by Cronin. Murphy can't get there, and we'll have a boundary throw in 60 metres around from the Footscray goal. If they could kick a goal in the next 30 seconds, it just might be enough to spur them on. Thrip going off, and Graham Cordy coming on. Boundary throw in 60 metres around from the Footscray goal. Free kick being picked out of that ruck contest, and it'll go to Coleman for the Swans.
Well, that interchange is a highlight in itself. Tommy waited until the 15.5-minute mark of the last quarter to make one change. He was criticised in his early days at Collingwood for doing something like that. I suppose if your 18 men are winning, why bother? Well, lightning hand pass Williams to Bays. Standing start, kick 60 metres. Good running mark by Hawke. But he's still 65 metres out from goal. A lead up the ground by Neagle. That's good sprinting at this stage of the game. 50 metres out. A centering kick to Holden. And just in case you thought Footscray might be coming back with that first goal in about an hour, I'm sure that Craig Holden will steady things up for the Swans. His 13th kick only. Started pretty well. Had 6 kicks in the first quarter. And he's put that right through the middle. The Swans are 99. Footscray is 66.
And that's just about the end of it. Footscray haven't really looked like it from half-time, and that was far too easy for the Swans. They've got players running everywhere. They've been unguarded by the Footscray defence. And here's Neagle. Pops it over to Holden, who had plenty of space there on the forward line.
Bounce back in the centre. Chance for Bays. Out in front of Lissaputty. And he keeps his feet well, Mark Bays. Lissaputty fell over. Goes on with it. Mark Bays up towards half forward. Good mark by Healy over the top of Athorn. And it's probably one of the only occasions in a 2-out duel that Gerard Healy has beaten the young Footscray player. He kicks it over the corner. Here's Holden inside 50 metres. Goes for goal number 2. High ball into the square. Mark taken by Rance for Footscray.
Rance towards the outer side for Hawkins. Crashing into Holden. He gives away a 15-metre penalty. Bit frivolous. Doesn't matter. Hawkins up to centre wing. Foster again. Spoiled this time by Carroll. Petraglia running out of room. And I think most people pick Footscray to win. With the bookies, they definitely started favourites for this game, which would have been an amazing come-round, I suppose, after a 108-point defeat in the first round. And it was looking a bit like it at half-time, but not since then. Hello's a fight on back here behind play. they're getting a bit cold now. There's no sun left. They just want to warm it up a bit.
It's the only interest left in the game at this stage because the Swans have made it a one-horse race after half-time. There's Goma, who's looking very upset.
He's got the pencil cocked too, Peter Cameron. I think he might do a bit of writing. Mervyn Neagle goes in. He mightn't be the only one. First I thought he might have been a bit close. Now, is he going in too, or just is he the hitty?
I think he's the hitty, Drew. He's looking very upset, Andrew Purser. And really, it's a pity at this stage of the game when the Swans are so far in front that Merv Neagle's name has gone into the book.
Absolutely ridiculous. No discipline. The Swans are short on numbers. They need all of their experienced players. Purser's kicked to half forward. It's punched away. Petraglia has McGuinness in support. McGuinness' short kick, looking for Beasley. Carter. Sensational effort by Rod Carter. The slips catch of the season so far, and he picked it up inches from the ground. The rugged fullback kicks it out towards the wing. Chance for the Bulldogs. Lessapati, now Cullen. Dispossessed. Bays does it easily around Cousins and kicks it long with that left foot beautifully and finds Tony Moore with the sure hands of the Swans half forward. He's kicked 5 goals, Tony Moore, 7th mark, a little too far out to score from a standing position. He's got a 15-metre penalty. Footscray player ran over the mark, and Tony Moore will now kick from about 40 metres out. Young Eccleston that ran over the mark. A chance for Tony Moore to kick his 6th goal. And if the issue was not beyond doubt before this kick, it certainly is now. That man doesn't miss many. 6 goals for Tony Moore, 16 goals, 9.
Only one more goal kicked in the match. The Swans kicked 10 goals to 3 in the second half to turn it right around. And first up, a screamer by Paul Roos.
Oh, he's hauled it in! What a mark! Yes, that's a...
Footscray's Richard Cousins finding the VFL tempo.
He's swamped, but over the top goes Cousins and drags down a big one.
Gives the handball
The
back
Swans'
to
David
Henwood.
Murphy,
Henwood
always
slow.
spectacular.
Left foot kick. Oh, great mark taken by Murphy. Plays on. Williams.
Uncharacteristic brilliance from Rod Carter.
Sensational effort by Rod Carter. The slips catch of the season so far.
But the best of the day, Richard Osborne, inimitable.
I hope for their sake, on this magnificent day for them, they don't waste the ball right throughout the game.
Look at that mark from Osborne. He just ran in a couple of metres. He could see the back there of Nathan Burke.
And one of the most amazing you'll ever see from Laurie Keane.
Beautiful mark in front from Laurie Keane.
Kicked a goal.
Fitzroy's, once upon a time, now St Kilda's Bradley Gotch.
Gotch. Oh, very quick. Another beauty.
The Saints' brilliant Nicky Winmar, one of 4.
Winmar was a man who did it. He picked up brilliantly and snaps. Oh, great play.
Great roving from Brian Royal. In fact, this is Greg Williams, who never wastes the ball. Now here's Brian Royal, not to be outdone.
Footscray goal. They're doing all the attacking. Oh, sensational roving by Royal.
Because he was desperate.
Brad Gotch within 5 minutes of his earlier contender.
Gotch. Oh, what a goal!
But Richard Osborne took the daily double.
Mendel in the centre, he'll go for a long kick. No, goes for a short kick to Osborne. Oh.
The Bulldogs' second goal on the board, and the quest for 8 wins in a row was on track. But at the other end, Greg Williams showed similar vigour to keep the Swans in touch. A rare mistake from Bernard Toohey resulted in a pack of dogs descending, and Petraglia's goal gave them an 11-point lead at quarter time. The play of the day came from the Bulldogs, with Hawkins' bullet pass to Beasley resulting in a goal. When the Swans did attack, the Footscray defence was superb. A certain goal here turned into a minor score. Brian Royal was roving sensationally, but after this goal, a different complexion came over the game. Fullback Rod Carter was calling for it, but fellow defender Bernard Toohey kicked this goal to see the margin just 11 points at half-time. The Swans' run-on continued through dangerous David Murphy. Then Tony Morwood put the Swans in front for the first time. 4 more goals followed, the best from Paul Hawke, to see the Swans move into top gear and lead by 21 points at the last break. When mobile Tony Morwood slammed through the 5th of his 6 goals, the Swans had accomplished their second win over Final 5 prospects Footscray and got the feel of a ground they are...
Siders probably weren't looking forward to another visit to Princes Park, but they shut the hoodoo out of their minds in the first quarter and opened up a 13-point lead over the Lions. But Fitzroy tightened their game in the second term, their smaller runners coming into play and their desperation making it like a final. The Lions hit the front when Thornton found Knight and he was able to convert. And when Bolson bounced one through, the Sydney Swans were looking at an 8-point deficit at half-time. And the Lions continued to control the game early in the third quarter after Hinkley and Conlon each booted 2 goals. And when Gale kicked one at the 23-minute mark, Fitzroy held a commanding 41-point lead. But suddenly the game changed and back came the Swans. 5 goals in 6 minutes and the Lions' lead had been cut to just 9 points. The Swans continued to surge forward in the last quarter and after hitting the front early, withstood an enormous challenge from Fitzroy. But when Warwick Capper booted his 99th for the season, the Swans managed to hold on for an 8-point victory.
A kid against a veteran. Well played by Bailey. Hooking. Oh, what a mark! A one-armer by Dean just outside the 50. Fantastic.
David
At Geelong, the leaper is Linda.
He missed it to behind.
An in-form flyer, Peter Foster.
His kick around the corner, up towards centre half forward, and what a mark by Foster.
Yeah, great mark, Peter Foster.
The bench in this turn.
White for the Red and Blues.
Kennedy to centre wing. White! What a quarter this boy has played.
But mark of the day, a cracker from Phil Cracker.
Wing position. Loping after the ball is Johnny Mossop. Could have gone harder than that, but they come out of it pretty well through Hepburn. The long left footer. What a mark! Phil Cracker. What a ripper mark!
The winners of some very important games on round 22. Carlton by 4 points after the siren against North Melbourne. Melbourne by 15 points in the crucial one. Hawthorn by 3 points, which let Melbourne in. And Sydney by 8 points. And the Swans hold third position on the table. Last night, Brisbane inflicted the wooden spoon upon Richmond with a 56-point win under lights. And with just 2 matches to come in the home and away season, Carlton atop. The Hawks and Sydney will meet in the qualifying final. North and Melbourne play in the elimination final. People have said Melbourne had a good draw, but remember they've beaten Geelong, Footscray and the Eagles in the last 6 matches, and they've beaten Essendon twice during the year. They weren't lucky, they deserve it. St Kilda could rise to 8th with a win tomorrow, and down the bottom, the Tigers are in the basement. On the goal-kicking table, Tony Lockett is 13 clear with a game in hand, but Warwick Capper edges to within 1 of his first ton, and Jason Dunstall still with a chance. Stephen Kernahan got 6 today, Linda and Osmond got 2 each, and Brereton just 1 today. Now the best goals on a day when they were worth their weight in gold. Matthew Larkin first up with skill and determination.
Playing in front, Phil Cracker. Larkin at the foot of the pack. Aiken hot on his hammer. Beautiful skills by Larkin. On the left boot again. And he's kicked it.
An unbelievable snap from Stephen Stretch.
From near the boundary line. What a kick! Melbourne's first goal for the quarter.
The ball goes to...
Before being injured, Gary Lyon giving the Demons a flying start.
Lyon, left foot shot for goal, is the first score of the match, and it's a big goal for the Demons. Melbourne.
A big snap from a little man, Melbourne's Ricky Jackson.
Chance for Jackson. Snapshot for goal is good. Online, Melbourne in front.
And with last night, the genius of Brad Hardy. The Brisbane team finished the season in a blaze of glory.
Oh, what a kick! He can do no wrong.
Run, Jeff Lee.
But goal of the day from the impossible angle, Paul Couch.
Russell grabs it, unattended, shot for goal. Couch, dangerous, boundary line close. Now he's got it, screws it round for a goal, and he's put it through, has he? That's incredible!
Here in terms of the ultimate achievement, has finally made it into the finals. Good night.
o'clock Monday.
Formality. Shane Morwood finished the game with 3 goals as the Magpies kept their finals hopes alive with a 32-point victory.
Rugby Union and Australia flexed its World Cup muscle with a record annihilation of the Five Nations champs England in yesterday's one-off Rugby Union Test match in Sydney. The Aussies, who have never lost to England in Australia, scored 5 tries to 1, the 40-15-point tally, the highest ever posted against their opponents.
It was a party atmosphere as more than 39,000 fans packed into the Sydney Football Stadium for the one-off test. Having never lost a test against the English on home soil, the Australians were 3-1 favourites, and when fullback Marty Roebuck crossed after 12 minutes, it looked like it was going to be a slaughter. But the English, unlike Wales, weren't going to surrender without a fight. Skipper Will Carling setting up a try to centre Jeremy Guscott. Just when Australia looked in trouble, though, David Campese came to the rescue.
The bounce is important here. Campese! Yes!
Ahead 16-9 at the break, it was Campese again breaking the English hearts. It was then the Tongan Torpedoes' turn to sink the tourists, Willie Opahangawi bumping off the English defence.
Here they go again. Willie-O! They won't stop him!
The big breakaway was enjoying himself, and he was in again, this time pushing through the entire English pack.
Here they go!
Michael Liner put the boot in to complete the rout, kicking 20 points, Australia humiliating the Grand Slam champions, 40 points to 15.
Rugby League and the Bears hung on against a frantic rush of Eels attacks at Parramatta Stadium to overcome the home side, who have suffered 13 defeats this season. The score 12-6, but it came at a cost. North's key player Mario Fennick was KO'd in a clash, and the Bulldogs all but ended Illawarra's semi-final hopes with a superb second-half revival at Belmore Sports Ground. Down 8-0 at half-time, Canterbury won 19-12. The Steelers cracked under the late pressure and will now need a miracle to make the final 5.
The Steelers dominated the early attack, Morrissey scoring after just 4 minutes. They would frost twice more in the half, only to have the tries correctly disallowed. Still, Bankstown's most famous export had a worrying 8-0 deficit to consider at the break. But the Dogs left their sheds barking. Maguire's burst sparking the fight back as Davis narrowed the gap to 2 points.
Smith back inside the Davies, and Davies watches away from Matthews.
Then Gordy Peach barged over to make it Canterbury 12-8. Desperate to stay in the semi-final race, Alan McIndoe levelled with 13 minutes to go.
Wide for the corner, diving over, it's McIndoe.
6 minutes later, McGrady looks to the blind side on the 6th, and Darren Smith cements the Bulldogs in the semi-final race, 19 points to 12.
Gold Coast BMW driver Tony Longhurst will start from pole position in round 3 of